What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're here for episode number 23. Had to think about that briefly. This time around we are heading off to Shanghai, the return to Shanghai once again. Unfortunately, I had to miss the calendar this year, and of course the following year as well in 2023 in real life as well. So what a way to go back there virtually anyways. Before we get too far into this video, if you haven't seen the most recent episode, go check that out if you haven't already. I can tell you, you will see so many changes, you'll literally lose count. There's not really that many changes to me, but yeah, quite a few changes happened. We brought Mark Webber on board to this team, the returning Aussie. Oscar Piastri didn't decide to re-sign with us, so he's decided to left and go to Alfa Romeo, who are currently ahead of us in the performance index, as you can see right there. So at the start of the last episode, we were literally on par with being right in the middle of the midfield. And of course, with the upgrades, the limited upgrades that we had go on for this weekend, some of the teams have actually jumped us. But we are looking at targeting some big upgrades coming up for the next few races. But once we get to that point, there's only a limited number of upgrades we can do until we can upgrade the facility departments. As soon as we can get those departments upgraded to Spec 2, I'm pretty sure the quicker we can get that all the facilities up to Spec 2 for fabrication, that means we could do target more upgrades, and then we can unlock more upgrades. I think I don't think we could do any more upgrades for the chassis department, because I think we're maxed out for the moment. But when we get fabrication Spec 3, I'm pretty sure, is it? No, it might be Spec 2. We'll unlock some more upgrades, and including some brake upgrades. I feel like we haven't been able to really brake as late as we like, because when we when I tried to make some overtakes happen, the AI are just able to brake so much later than us, and yeah, it's crazy how that works. So as you can see there, as you saw briefly, we cannot do any other upgrades to the chassis, but we can do an engine power upgrade, which will go on in time for the Spanish Grand Prix. As you can see, we're already got the best powertrain department. We're not the best in durability, unfortunately. I think we're like, what would you say? Well, we're literally the worst. So we're kind of, and as you can see, that we're thereabouts for downforce, or for the aerodynamics. So we do have a bit of work up our sleeve, but yeah, so I'm not sure what we're going to do here. Now, I did hesitate to think about some other upgrades. We're not going to do a power or an engine power upgrade. In fact, I think we're going to do... No, we're not. We're going to stick with that upgrade for now. Righto, enough talking about our team. Let's get stuck into this weekend proper now, heading into qualifying run. If we can repeat from our performance last time out at Albert Park, then we might get through on just one set of tyres. I am hoping that is the case. A bit wide at the last turn. 33.4 puts us P11, and well, just like the last episode, I'm not overly confident that that's actually safe or not. So I'm not taking any chances. We are going to go out again, and I think we're gonna have to. We should be able to get through into Q2 more regularly now. And have a look at this. So my teammate and Dan Ricciardo right there have all gone out at the same time. So 3 Aussies, literally that close together in qualifying. I don't know where Mark is at the moment. Oh, he's 17th. As you can see on his where he is at the moment. So I wanted to give him a bit of a tow, but now that Ricciardo is stuck with us. That plan has kind of gone out the window. And as we fast forward to the front straight, here comes Russell. Oh boy, I don't know who's at it. I think it might be Sonoda. Honestly, he doesn't know how to go. Not just Sonoda, but the AI in general. They don't know how to let the player go. Look at him. He's not going to go past. But I think he might have done his lap anyway. So I honestly can't be bothered waiting. I'm going, and well, there you go. He was going into the pit lane anyway. So 50 seconds ago, we're somehow in P10. I don't know how, but I swear we were in like 11th or something after our first run. But as you can see, we're not improving on this flying lap, and I think everyone's just starting to cross the line now, and we've dropped down to 12th. So as I was going into the hairpin at the end of the long straight, I decided, you know what, let's just save these tyres for a banker lap in Q2, and maybe we can try and give Mark a tow to try and get both cars into Q3. So yeah, a bit of a wasted set in all honesty, but at the same time, I don't really trust how the rest of the session is going to go come the end of the session, because apparently when you fast forward to the end of the session, sometimes the results can say that you've been knocked out, and others have drastically beaten your time. So that's the chance I would do the one to take. So as you can see there, we're about half a second off of Q2. So, and that was on an old set of tires. I think that was like the first set that we used in Q1. So we're gonna do this is our last run in Q2. This will be our only run in Q2. Mark is going through. Is it turn 15? The hairpin? No, turn 13 or 14. I can't quite remember. So solid lap, 4.5 tenths up as we enter the third sector. We are 6 tenths up as we go into the hairpin. See this turn here, I can't remember what number turn this is. I think it's like a 15 or 14 corner circuit. I'm not 100%. Let me know how many turns this truck has down in the comments below. Across the line, where did we end up? We did get ourselves into the top 10, but only just, and we've knocked out Gasly in the AlphaTauri and Mark. That's a bit disappointing. 16 in that car, and well, he's ahead of both Alphas, which got knocked out in Q1, which are right on par with in the performance index.
Right, I've got a little bit of an electrical problem at the moment. We're working on it, so don't worry. We're going to get you out there as soon as possible.
Well, that's not really helpful. A mechanical problem right now, and as you can see, it is raining. So we've kind of been screwed over here with that little drama. It's kind of held us back, and now as we go out, Ricardo's just gone ahead of us, and as you can see, the track is definitely damp, and there's puddles clearly visible, and so that means it is intermediate conditions. And of course, if we did go into a set of intermediates, we are not a chance going to get further up the order. So the way that kind of screwed us a little bit, as well as that little technical problem there. So it's P10 on the grid. I'm not even sure if we could get up any further anyway. So honestly, from here on in, I reckon if we can get through into Q2 on just one set consistently, that means we can save a set for Q3 rather than having to use it in Q2.
The Chinese Grand Prix then is upon us once again. It's a race that saw Michael Schumacher claim his final Formula One victory in 2006, as well as Red Bull's first win with Sebastian Vettel in 2009. There's no doubt there's plenty more drama to come here in Shanghai. We're here in the Yangtze River Delta today, home of the 16 corners that make up the Shanghai International Circuit. 54% of this 3.3 mile lap is taken at full throttle, and we'll be getting up to speeds of around 200 miles per hour with DRS assistance down the back straight before the cars break into the tight hairpin at turn 14. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. It's Carlos Sainz in pole position, just ahead of George Russell, who starts this event from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Leclerc, Max Verstappen and Fernando Alonso, Ricciardo, Hamilton, Ocon and Skip, Gasly, Vettel, Yuki Tsunoda and Bottas, Magnussen, Webber, Lance Stroll and Mick Schumacher, Joe, Oscar Piastri, Albon and Nicholas Latifi.
Alrighty then, let's get on with this race, shall we? Welcome guys to the grid for the Japanese Grand Prix. As you can see, simple strategy today, medium to hard. I really hope Mud doesn't start on the softs today, so or otherwise he could be in for a long stint on the hards. He'll have fresh rubber around him for some time, but it's not going to be all the time. So, simple strategy, medium hard, one stop strategy. Honestly, it's going to be the easiest way to go. Because if you start on the softs, you'll be pinned by lap 6, 7, 8, something like that. The softs really do not last long around here. This track is a little bit harsh on tyres. So I think, yeah, medium hard will be the easiest way to go for us here today. I'm not so sure what our pace is going to be like here, considering I haven't done many laps around this track because it's not on the main Grand Prix calendar. I don't know how good the setup is going to be. We'll only find out as the race unfolds here. So here we go, 5 red lights ahead of the return of the Chinese Grand Prix, and we are underway for the race. Not a great start here. Gasly and Vettel getting very close to each other. Someone's up our inside. It's Bottas. So not a great start. We're going to try and sneak back up the inside of here. Or maybe Tsunoda as well. We've almost touched with him. So we've lost 2 spots so far. How many more are we going to lose? The AI have been getting ridiculous exits of turns 2 and out of the hairpin here at turn 3 or 4. I think this is up the inside of Tsunoda. Vettel tries to get up the inside. Not only Ocon but Hamilton as well. He's only able to get Ocon, and there's evidence right there of the AI getting ridiculous exits. So we can't compete with that at the moment. Our best bet is just to stay close with these guys. So that's not quite the start that I was hoping for. The doorway is open, but I chose not to go down the inside of Gasly because I just don't think about that. We coasted and broke a bit there just to try and get up to the back of Gasly, but instead we've lost out to Tsunoda as we enter lap 2 and end the first of 28 laps. Yeah, we're going to try and get Tsunoda back heading into turn 1. It's a long run around turn 1. Can we get up the inside? We can do that very much, and that is job done. So now we're back ahead of one of the AlphaTauris. At least we've got another AlphaTauri ahead of us to try and get ahead. It's not going to be easy staying with these guys, I don't think, today. So honestly, our best bet will probably just fringe points today. I don't think we're going to get a miracle and get a podium in this race today, because I don't know what or where we're gonna end up. We're gonna need some kind of miracle to get us like another top 5 or something. But anyway, we'll just crack on and just keep up the pace. Try and stay within the DRS of these guys here right now. Quick update on Mark. Doing okay at the moment. He is on mediums. Thank goodness he's not on the softs, because he'd be pitting very early. So he might have pitted at around the same time as us. So we're staying within the DRS of Gasly, and we've lost DRS to or Tsunoda's lost DRS to us. So he and Magnussen will have a nice little squabble together. I'm not so sure what we're gonna do at this point, or how or whether it's even worth passing Gasly at this point. He's lost Ocon to his fellow countryman Esteban Ocon, so it kind of helps us stay with him just that little bit longer. However, we're not really much of a fight with Gasly in the middle sector. I'm not so sure. Look, again, I don't know what the downforce levels or downforce setup is like, or what the accurate setup is like, but we're gonna go for a move up the inside of Gasly, but without broke ourselves, and Gasly gets back ahead, probably a little bit too desperate into turn, or the hairpin at the end of the straight there. So let's recharge the battery and try and get close to him once again. I feel like this little section of the track, I feel like I've been fairly good at, but you know, the straight line speed of the AI are just ridiculous at the moment. I still can't compete with them, even on the settings that I have. So this time we don't outbrake ourselves, but we're going to try and get a nice switchback going on Gasly if we can, and that's worked out. So that's one way to get ahead of the AlphaTauri. So now we're ahead of both AlphaTauris right now. We've got Ocon and Vettel ahead, but they're not going to be much of a fight at the moment. Anyway, Russell leading the way from this pack now. Well, he is now, because Sainz took a while there. Sainz has come into the pits a little bit earlier this way. What's he going on to? Is it hards? No, it's another set of mediums. So Carlos Sainz on a 2-stop. So could he potentially use the softs at the end? Live pictures with us, and he comes back out behind us. I'm not so sure if pitting this early is a smart idea, because it buries you in traffic. Everyone else, I'm assuming they're going to go into hards. But yeah, I don't see this strategy even working at all at the moment. Quick look at the leaders at the moment. I think that's Lando, who's really staying very close to George Russell now. Yellow flag behind us. What's going on there? It might have been Gasly, because he was still behind us, and now he's been overtaken by Tsunoda. So Gasly's had a moment of some sort, and now he's lost out to his teammate. Here comes more drivers into the pits. Norris, Verstappen, Leclerc, and I think that's Alonso in the Alpine, and I think that's Hamilton in the background as well. What are these guys going on to? Hards for the McLaren, hards for Verstappen and Leclerc. And so that leaves us to go on the hard compound tyres. We came in at the same time as everyone else. 2.3 second stop. And this is live pictures that we're looking at. That's Lando getting overtaken by our teammates on cold tyres, mind you. He's going to try and go the long way around on Margie to turn 4. Around the hairpin he goes, but he's still hanging in there on a cold, hard tyre. Marg on a worn out medium tyre. Those tyres are probably seen their best by now, but he's hanging in there, Mark. He's not letting him get that spot very easily, but I think this time he'll have to concede, and he does. So he's done well to hold up the McLaren for a fair time there. Did Mark, but in the end, only so much that he can do. Unfortunately, for his race, I think he'll come in at the end of this lap, maybe go on to the hards. Well, honestly, not much more that could be done. In honesty, a couple of laps later, Esteban Ocon came in for a set of hard compound tyres as well. We'll try and stay as close to the DRS as we can to Ocon, but that plan didn't really last long. And ultimately, that was it. That was it for the remainder of the race. All we had to do was keep this thing pointing in a straight line. I was pushing quite a bit to try and stay with Ocon, but as soon as I knew that wasn't going to work, I just started to coast. Sainz came in for his second stop, and he's gone on to hards. A set of hard tyres, which he came on lap 20. This is a couple of laps later. I reckon he probably could have gone for softs. Again, I don't understand with this two-soft strategy. It means that you are buried in some traffic, and you're honestly not going to get many more positions in this race. So, and ultimately, he has really compromised himself by going onto the hard tyres. So yeah, a bit of a blunder there from Sainz. We weren't going to put up much of a fight because he's not our fight anyway. Oh, but we've rear-ended him though. So thankfully we didn't break our front wing. Even if we did.
No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving.
Okay, just double checking with Mark just to be sure that we didn't get any front wing damage. Even if we did, I wouldn't even be pitting to try and take that fastest lap away from him. All we could do is just stay where we are. Just get the maximum result possible, because this result can kind of reflect on what our car really looks like. I mean, this is where we kind of were towards the back end of last season, or throughout for the most part of the season. You know, kind of on that fringe point, but also, you know, kind of that you know, that lower midfield kind of position, and not, you know, not really scoring points, but yeah, I mean, where our car sits in the performance index, I reckon where we are right now, it sounds about right to where we are right now, and I think this result today kind of reflects that as well. So, 1 and a bit laps to go, not much more that we could do right now. Round the last corner comes George Russell. He is going to get Mercedes' first win on the board in Season 2. He wins from Lando Norris, who finishes second. Great podium for McLaren. And Max Verstappen comes home for third. His title charge now underway, would we say, officially for Max. Can he win back that title this season? Only time will find out. Round the last turn, we cruise up to the line. An 11th place finish. Honestly, not much more that could have been done here today.
And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
Well, Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today, but what set them apart from the rest?
I'd say it was down once again to good, consistent driving, nailing the corners, working to the track conditions and perfecting the team's strategies. They got all of these things right today, and the results speak for themselves.
Well, Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again.
So, are Mercedes back to winning ways this year? Only, as I said, only time will fly. I feel like Russell is really Mercedes' future, with Hamilton not having many years left in him. I don't think so. I think having Russell at that team is definitely the way to go for the future of Mercedes. And if they can get that car to where it used to be, then no doubt that he is a championship candidate for a nice fight. So Carlos, he didn't even get past Ocon in the end. Even if he went onto the softs, would he have passed them? Because they would have been almost dead by that point. He probably could have. Maybe he could have held on. Maybe he passed. Maybe Seb Vettel, but honestly, that could have been it. Even he got onto the hards. But yeah, just reflecting on the race today. Honestly, not much more that could have been done. We didn't really have the pace today. But of course, we're not going to perform like that consistently throughout this each weekend. In all honesty, so the only thing that we can do is keep bringing upgrades to the car, keep building momentum for this team. Maybe try and keep scoring points if possible, because of course that will lead to the season objectives later in the year, as well as building the cash, building the team facilities. I don't think we're championship candidates this season. I don't think that we're going to be fighting for a championship this year. Maybe in season 3, if we even finish the season in time to start a third season. Who knows? what the future holds for this team. When the 2023 game comes out, which I have no clue when it will be, do we go for like a midfield team, or do we choose a lower choose to be a back marker and try and build this car to where it will eventually be? Honestly, I don't know which way is the preferred way to go. I mean, it provides us a challenge for us trying to build our team up to the very top of Formula 1, but at the same time, we're going to need a teammate that can really match it with us. Really, that's what I'm kind of asking for, in all honesty, as well as having, you know, really competitive races. So there's a lot of work to do for this team, and all that will be all of the effort will be worth it if we can win a championship. But guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Give this video a massive thumbs up if you liked it. Leave a comment down below, and I'll see you next time.